allihopa! Welcome back to another video. Today is just me, Tess here, and I'm basically gonna read some books from my bookshelf and then decide whether or not I want to continue reading them or if I want to get rid of them. As you remember, I did a video quite recently where I unhauled some books. This is a bit of a continuation of that, with books that I'm a little bit more uncertain of, that I've had for both a very long time, and some books that I've had for a bit of a shorter time, but that I've been feeling a bit like not sure if I'm ever gonna read them, and therefore I'm gonna just try them and see how it goes. So I have a selection of books that I'm going to read this week. Basically, I am on holiday this week from work. I was intended to go to Sweden to visit my family, but as we all know, we're in a bit of a panini where we can't travel anywhere, at least here in the UK, or if we come back from certain countries, we have to stay in like lockdown hotels for like 2 weeks, which costs a lot of money that I don't have. This is what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to read maybe 1 or 2 books a day and then make a decision if I want to keep them. So let me show you the selection. I've already taken them from my bookshelf. So the first book is Amid Stars and Darkness. This is basically a young adult sci-fi romance. I have the entire trilogy for some reason. I feel like this might be a book that I would like. The next one is a book that actually came out last year, and it is Beyond the Ruby Veil, and this is like a female romance. I got it and then I didn't really feel that intrigued to read it. The cover is really nice, which is probably one of the main reasons why I did want to pick it up. My third book is Romanov, which is a retelling of the Anastasia story. Again, I love the cover and I love like the Anastasia animated film from '97, but I haven't picked it up since I got it like a few years ago. So next one is Sky in the Deep. This is Vikings and I'm Swedish. This is like also an arc, so I will be a bit like thinking in the back of my head like this is not the finished copy. The next one is The Falling in Love montage. This also came out last year, I think, and this is a female romance. I don't think I've read any books set in Ireland, so about damn time. It sounds pretty cute. Next one is Of Fire and Stars. This I think is also a female romance. Next one is quite a recent book that I got, which is The Ravens. It sounds pretty intriguing in terms of like what it's about, like witches, sororities. It has ravens on the cover. I love ravens. I wouldn't have gotten this if I didn't subscribe to Illumicrate. The last book is Stain, which is about a girl who's mute. I guess she has to save her country or something. I think that was like what intrigued me to get this book, was that she was mute. I don't think I've read a book with any main character being mute in any way. That is the selection of books I've chosen. Basically what I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna read about 50 pages or so and then decide if I want to keep them or donate them or selling them on. I'm really excited to try this out. I know I've seen some other people do this on BookTube. Let's get reading. Hello, I'm back. So I finished reading all the books. I didn't really update you guys with my reading process because I didn't really think I had that much to say about each book as I was reading them, as I was only reading about 50 pages. But Let's go through them and see what I thought. I started reading the Falling in Love montage. I thought this was pretty cute. I don't think I will continue reading this, however, because I felt like the love interest was a little bit too much of a manic pixie dream girl. It didn't really draw me in that much. Like, I thought the beginning was really cute, and like if this was a movie I would 100% see it. I think it would be really cute, but overall I didn't really feel super drawn to it. It was a pretty quick read though, so I feel like if anyone wants to read this, you probably like breeze through it pretty quickly. Next, I read Sky in the Deep. This was quick to the action as it started. It's basically about this girl who is like a warrior in this village. Her older brother passed away a few years earlier during this fight with the opposing clan or village or what have you. It kind of starts with her going into this battle and she sees her brother, and then she's like taken captive by the opposing clan that he's now a part of, and that's kind of where I stopped reading. I think I might continue reading this. I would however probably get the finished copy rather than reading the arc, but yeah, we'll probably donate the arc. And next I read this, right? I read this next, Of Fire and Stars. And this features a girl who is like traveling to this other kingdom where she is to be married to the prince of that kingdom. She has like some sort of fire magic that's not allowed. She starts having a crush on her betrothed younger sister. I will probably not finish reading this. I didn't really feel connected at all to the story. It's like dual POV, and the first few chapters was from Denalea. Then the last chapter I read was from like the love interest, who is called Mare, which is also funny because she likes horses. And I didn't like the POV from that character. She felt very much like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I don't like frilly dresses, doing courtly things. It's like, yeah, but you're allowed to not enjoy those things. Whereas Denalea, her whole life has been about marrying your brother or whatever. So, I don't know. I didn't really care that much enough to continue. Next, I read Romanov. I think it was pretty interesting. It kind of goes along with how the actual Romanov family, like their last few months in their life went, which I thought was pretty interesting. So if you want like kind of accurate historical events mixed with like magic, then this is probably for you. I don't think I will continue reading this. I didn't really care. It's just, I sound so mean when I say that. The main character is like Anastasia. Her relationship with her brother Alexei was kind of sweet. I felt like there was like a potential there, but I didn't really understand because she has to like bring this curse with her, and I did not really understand why. I didn't really understand the purpose of it. I don't really know how I feel about continuing this book. It was okay. I love the cover. The cover is so pretty, which makes me like I want to keep it, but at the same time I know I should prioritize reading books that I actually want to read. Next was Beyond the Ruby Veil. Did not like. So basically this follows Emanuela. It starts with her on her wedding day to her best friend who have been like bound to get married for their like entire lives. And also Emanuela is gay and so is the best friend. They're getting married but it's not like out of love. But this town has this red veil around it and everyone knows that like at some point in their life they're gonna get this mark on their body, which means that they have to like go to the whatever that was called, Water Crea, and then they will die while giving blood to the city. I didn't fully understand why or how. I just didn't really care that much about the main character. She was a bit rude. I don't know if like I didn't understand the tone properly. She just felt very like rude, especially to her best friend who she's known her entire life. I don't know if it was sometimes you can be a bit like rude to your friends and they're in it, but I didn't feel like he was being rude to her in the same way back. It just felt weird to me. She was supposed to be very like smart and cunning, but I didn't really get that from her. I felt like she was just big-mouthed, like she was just loud, like she had opinions, but I don't know if that translated into her being cunning or smart as she was supposed to be. I just didn't really care. Then I read this one, which is Amid Stars and Darkness, and this follows Delaney. Sorry, I don't remember any of the names. Yeah, Delaney, and she is mistaken for alien princess. Basically, this is like an alternative universe where like aliens exist, but I think they just kind of look like humans. And then she one night gets mistaken for this other princess. That's kind of it. I will definitely continue reading this. This has like everything that I enjoy in young adult sci-fi, I guess, and it was quite easy to get into it. This will be like a 3-star, but I feel like I will still probably enjoy it, and I have the entire trilogy, so I might as well like read them because I did buy all 3 books. So yeah, I will probably read this maybe next month or so. I'll give you an update on how it went. Almost done. Stain. So this follows a girl who's mute. She is taken from her family, or taken from the king, raised by this evil stepmother, I think, and then she has to like find her way back. I didn't read a lot of this. It was very kind of heavy. The prose was a bit like, ooh, I feel like I might get this on audiobook instead of reading it like physically, because I feel like it's very interesting to read the character that's mute. And the beginning of the book reads like a fairy tale, so I feel like this is like a fairy tale maybe for like young adults / adults. I feel like I might get a bit tired of the prose, but listening to it would probably be a bit easier. So we'll continue, but in a different format. And lastly, we have The Ravens. You follow the POV from 2 girls, Vivi and Scarlett. Vivi is about to start this new school, but her mom is like, oh, danger will happen at your new school. And she's like, whatever, I just want to go to the school and like be like a normal person, because like all her life, her mom is like uprooted them. She's been to like so many different schools, and she's like, I just want to go to school, be a normal kid. And then Scarlett is from like a rich family, and Scarlett, she knows that she's a witch, and she's very involved in the witchiness. Her mom is like a very famous witch, and she's like wants to be the president of the sorority, and that's as far as I got. I'm a bit ambivalent about this. I kind of want to continue reading this, but I kind of want to read this as an audiobook. I felt like the little I read really felt like a TV show, which I would have loved. I would love for this to be like a TV show. I think it would be a really fun TV show. I think I might get this on audio as well. I might keep the book because it has a raven on it. But yeah, I kind of feel like I do want to continue this because I think it could be quite a fun book to read, and I think there's like a sequel coming out. I might think about this for a little bit and see how I feel about it like in a few weeks or so, and if I'm like, nah, I might just say bye-bye to it. And that concludes my little try and read a few pages out of a book that I don't know how I feel about. Comment down below if you've ever done this, or if there's something like this that you would like to do with your own books in your bookshelf to kind of reduce your TBR pile, because this is my entire TBR pile. Click that like button, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hejdå!